Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy, Run Master Ogre. And today, I am bringing to you a brand new deck that I think maybe 4 or 5 people in the world know about. You know, it's a pretty budget deck. You know, it's not too budget. I guess your price point would be about maybe $80 or so. But it's a Dual Avatar Shaddoll deck profile, and this deck is amazing. It is pretty friggin' awesome. Being able to use Winda to, slow your opponent down from special summoning, or getting effects from the Shaddoll construct, the fusion monsters that the Dual Avatar has are pretty good. They have like negates and, effects that send spell and traps back to the opponent's hand. All kinds of cool stuff. And not only that, all the Dual Avatar monsters are all light. So that's fuel for your Shaddoll construct, So it runs really smooth. It meshes very well together. So I'm excited to show you guys a sweet, spicy fusion only. Alright, maybe not fusion only. I got a few link monsters, but it's gonna be amazing. You can run Dragoons if you like, I guess, but I fucking hate Dragoons, so I'm not gonna bring myself to playing that degenerate card. Alright, let's start off with deck profile. People know who I'm talking about. Alright, I'm gonna start off with 3 Dual Avatar Fist Yuhi. He's really good. You just destroy one of your Dual Avatar monsters, and then you get to add a fusion spell to your hand. And also, if a fusion summon effect monster that was used as an effect material or whatever, is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can add this card to your hand from your graveyard, which is really nice for recursion. That's pretty good. That's a level 4 light monster. I do like the artwork on the Dual Avatars as well. They're really cool. Next, I have Dual Avatar Feet, Kokoku. She's really cool. I think it's a she. My friend says it's a guy. I don't know. Doesn't quite look like a guy in my personal opinion. Looks more like a chick. But, anyways, I'm gonna say it's a chick because I like girls. Alright, so if this card is normal summoned or special summoned, you can add 1 Dual Avatar trap to your deck to your hand. So that's really good. And then you get to destroy 1 Dual Avatar monster you control, and if you do, special summon 1 Dual Avatar fusion monster from your extra deck, which doesn't come up too often, but when it does, man, I'm telling you, that's a powerful effect right there. So, especially because this deck is able to make tokens. So, the tokens also help in that regard, which is really nice. Alright, next I will show you the Shaddoll monsters, and I play 3 Shaddoll Squamatas. Flip effect, target 1 monster in the field, destroy it. If it's sent to the graveyard, then you can send 1 Shaddoll card from your deck to your graveyard, which is really nice. Then, that creates nice chain blocking too. Another thing I like about this deck is that because of the Shaddolls, they're able to, make some really nice chain blocking, which is really good. Next, I played 2 Shaddoll Windies. I'm thinking about playing 3. A build that I did see only played 1, but I felt like 2 is the right number because, you do want to see it sometimes in your opening hand. Because, then you can use Shaddoll Fusion, and then, you can set a card, which helps you with more advantage later on. But, it's also a wind type, which makes me feel like maybe I should play Wendigo, but we'll see. I know Winda's getting more support. They're pretty good with Tri-Brigades, too, so Winda might be good, especially for a well-known card that everyone knows about. Next, I played 1 Shaddoll Beast, and 2 Shaddoll Hedgehogs, and 1 Aerial. Alright, so, with this, if it's flipped, draw 2 cards, discard 1. If it's sent to the graveyard, draw a card. This one, if it's flipped, you can add a spell or trap from your deck. If it's sent to the graveyard, then you can add a monster to your hand. which is really good. I really like Hedgehog for that. And this spicy girl, let me put these away. I want to talk about this girl right here. Untitled Shaddoll Ariel. She's really good. Target one of your banished shadow monsters and special summon it face up. You can special summon your construct if you ever do banish it, from your banished pile, which is really nice. And then construct activates, in fact, which is really powerful. And then, if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target up to 3 cards in either graveyards and banish them, which is also powerful, especially for your opponent. Let's say you play in the mirror match against other Shaddolls, you could, banish their cards before they could use Schism, or, anything like, sending cards to the graveyard for an opponent. Like, let's say you play against Phantom Knights, banish their key cards, and, watch them weep. Shout out to my, Phantom Knights players out there. I have respect for you guys, but your deck is annoying. And, yeah, it's really good. Now for our spell cards, I play the best fusion card I've seen for archetype in my life, Dual Avatar Invitation. This card is phenomenal. So what you do, you discard one card, special summon as many Dual Avatar tokens as possible, and then afterwards, you immediately fusion summon this, all one effect. So, the fusion summoning has to go through. So if your opponent doesn't negate this card effect, then, you special summon as many tokens and then you fusion summon it as many times as you can, which is really nice. So, only dual avatar monsters with this card, but still it's really good, really powerful card for this deck. You can use it 4 times in the duel if you want. I'll show you how. Alright. Next, I got 3 copies of Perfect Sync Aun. And what this card does, you activate the field spell card, you add a dual avatar monster, and then you can also make a token if you control a dual avatar effect monster, which is really powerful because that's what you want to use to generate your advantage with the dual avatar side, that token that you make out for the field spell. So it's really powerful, really good field spell right here. Alright, so that's that. It's all about them spirit tokens, man, I'm telling you. Next, I have Dual Avatar Defeating Evil, which is a powerful spell card. It's a one-of, but I think it's good as a one-of because you can search it off of Yuhi. Target 1 Dual Avatar monster you control, and 1 card your opponent controls, destroy them. And if you do, you can activate one of these effects. And that's draw 1 card or banish 1 card from your opponent's graveyard. Again, pretty dirty to banishing cards from your opponent's graveyard. This is a quick effect. So let's say they foolish burial one of their starters. Let's say they foolish burial what is it? What would be good to foolish? I guess Ecclesia, because that happened recently. Someone went to special summon Ecclesia from the deck, and, all I did was, just, activate this card, banish their Ecclesia, and then watch them scoop. Ha. Alright. Next, I have, on the Shaddoll side of things, the 3 Shaddoll fusions. Really self-explanatory. If they have an extra deck monster, you can fuse materials from your deck. Plenty of light monsters with the dual avatar monsters. You could go into construct. You could use 2 dark monsters. Go into window if you like, whatever. And then, yeah. And you can always bring this back with your fusion monsters, so that's really good. Alright. Next, El Shaddoll Fusion, quick effect. It's a pretty, I like to send this card sometimes with a construct and bring it back, so I can have a nice little surprise for my opponent the next turn, a nice little window that they have to stare down at. Really good card. Shaddolls, and Dual Avatar were meant to be together. That's how I feel. Alright. Next, the power card, the best card in the deck. My only out to Dragoons is Super Poly. Super Poly is, like it always has been, one hell of a card. Just discard 1 card and your opponent cannot activate any effects in response. So it's like, whew, just give me your monsters. Let me get my Starving Venom Fusion Dragon out. It's so good. So bad. It's so good. Next, I play a must-have. This card is going up in price. I had to get it as soon as possible. I don't know when they'll reprint it. Hopefully they reprint it in the Megatons. Fusion Deployment. This card right here is, helps you get to your dual avatar monsters easily. You just reveal one of your fusion monsters. Let's say you reveal Dual Avatar Empowered Kongyo. Then you could go ahead and get that the Dual Avatar Yuhi from your deck and special summon it, which is really powerful. Or you could do that with Dual Avatar Feet Kikoku. You could use Kikoku to go ahead and get special summon her and then get her effect to get a trap from your deck, which is really nice. So you want to play, I played 2 of these. You could play 3 if you want. I can't really afford 3. If I could, I would. Alright. Next, I have for more of our spells, 2 Pot of Avarice. Target 5 cards, shuffle them back into the deck, draw 2. Harpy's Feather Duster, F. Eldritch, and Reinforcements of the Army, because your dual avatar monsters are all warriors, so it's a nice little searcher to help you get to your dual avatar monsters more easily. Alright, next. So you have plenty of searches. The field spell searches, the Reinforcement of the Army searches, so it's pretty good. Next, for our trap cards, I have the dual avatar side of things, Dual Avatar Compact, and Dual Avatar Return. What Compact does, it allows you to banish 1 Dual Avatar spell or trap in your graveyard, and then this card becomes that effect. So you could do Dual Avatar Invitation with the Fusion Summoning. You could use that 4 times, the Fusion Summoning. Summon as many tokens. Pretty sick. And Pot of Avarice, I play Pot of Avarice because, you do need your fusion monsters. Because the extra deck is so tight, and the draw 2 effect is so powerful that, it's like, I'd rather play that than hand traps, because if I could survive the grind game, especially if I could bring out a floodgate like window that slows down the opponent, then I can at least, have a nice little grind game where I could control the duel more often. So, but anyways, Dual Avatar Compact and Dual Avatar Return. And what Return does is target 1 Dual Avatar monster in the graveyard, special summon it. And that's really good. So, that's it for the trap cards on the Dual Avatar side of things. And now Shaddoll Schism, what everyone came here for. Very powerful card. During the main phase, you can fusion summon 1 one fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed from your field or graveyard, but it cannot attack it cannot attack directly. That's fine. And then you can send to the graveyard 1 monster your opponent controls with the same attribute as that fusion summon monster, and you can only use this effect once per turn. So yeah, you just send 1 card. Send to the graveyard 1 monster your opponent controls. See, it's non-targeting, which is really powerful. That's really good. Non-targeting send. Goodbye, Dragoons. That's really powerful. I need to read that card better. Holy shit. And then, last but not least, in the main deck, Rush Shaddoll Incarnation. And, target 1 Shaddoll monster in your graveyard, special summon and face up or face down defense position. And then you can banish this card to either change 1 face up monster you control to the defense position, or 1 face up monster to face down defense position. And you can only use each effect once per turn and once that turn. So you could use either or effect. And that's it. So that's really good. Alright. Now for extra deck, we got, start off with the Shaddoll side, the part everyone knows about. Alright, I got, 3 constructs. Powerful card. Let me put this in the middle. Alright, so what construct does, when it's unsummoned, it sends a shadow card from deck to graveyard. And then when it's sent to the field to the graveyard, when Shadow construct is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Shadow spell or trap from your graveyard to your hand, which is really cool. Not a hard once per turn. And yeah, I don't think any of the effects are hard once per turn. And if this card battles an opponent's monster, destroy that monster if it's special summoned. So, it's pretty strong because it just immediately destroys special summon monsters, which is really good. Ooh, excuse me, sorry. Alright, and then 2 Shadow windows. Special summon this, your opponent cannot special summon more than once. And not only that, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 of your spell or traps. That's like all the Shadow fusion monsters. And then also you could this card cannot be destroyed by card effects either, which is really strong. Very annoying to outwindow. A lot of decks really can't do it, not easily at least. Next, I got 1 Shadow App Cologne. I was playing 2, but I took 1 out because I feel like I only need 1, especially if I'm going to be playing Pot of Avarice. So, that's, just 1 App Cologne. On summon, it negates a card on the field permanently. Face-up card permanently. And then when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can either add a Shadow spell or trap. No, wait, is it a spell or trap? No, 1 Shadow card from deck or graveyard to your hand, which is really powerful. And then discard 1 card, which is really good to help your Shadow engine run. So, that's that. Now for also Shekinaga. Shekinaga is really good. I play it because it's Earth and there's, Eldritch running, not Eldritch, but Zoodlich and stuff like that, and there's a few Earth decks I can't really remember off the top of my head right now. But I know they're out there, and watch out for Super Poly. Alright. Next, let's see. I will show you my fusion monsters. The 2 Dual Avatar Boss Monster. Empowered Kongyo and Empowered Mitsujaku. Alright, it's the dual avatar monsters in their armored form, really powerful. I don't know what this one does. Really, I just got this card in the mail. And I wasn't dueling with it at full power, but I can tell you for sure, it's really powerful. Really powerful deck. Alright. If this card battles your opponent, cannot activate cards or effects until the end of this damage step. If this card attacks after damage calculation, you can return 1 monster your opponent controls to the hand. When your opponent spell or trap card is activated that targets this card on the field, or you control 2 or more fusion monsters, quick effect. You can negate the activation you can negate the activation, that's it. You can only use this effect of Dual Avatar Empowered Kongyo once per turn. Well, it is a 3k body, and it returns a monster to the hand. Which I don't think is it targeting? Yeah, it's non-targeting. So if this card attacks after damage calculation, you can return 1 monster your opponent controls to the hand, non-targeting. Wow, there's lots of ways for this deck to out Dragoons. It's pretty nasty. And then this card right here is pretty strong as well. For each dual avatar fusion monster you control would be destroyed by battle, it is not. Once per turn, during your main phase, you can return all spells and traps to your opponent controls to the hand, which is really strong. When the monster effect is activated on your opponent's field while you control 2 or more fusion monsters, quick effect. You can destroy that monster. You can only use this effect of Dual Avatar Empowered Mitsujaku once per turn, which is really good. So if a monster is activated on the field while you control 2 or more fusion monsters, you can destroy that monster. So, it's like Normal summon Alistair. Add invocation. Alright, cool. Destroy Alistair. It's like, oh. Okay, I guess I can't really go into Macabre because I can't go into Secure Gardener, so cool. Pass. Alright. Anyways, Dual Avatar Feat, Armored Ongio, which 1700 attacks, 2100 defense, really strong card. What does she do? She does something. Yeah, if a dual avatar fusion monster you control would be destroyed by a card effect, you could destroy one dual avatar monster you control instead, which where the tokens come in very clutch. During the main phase, you can destroy one dual avatar. No, wait. During the main phase, if you control a dual avatar fusion monster that was fusion summoned using an effect monster, you can target one face-up monster special summon from the extra deck, negates effects until the end of the turn. So that's really good. That's a quick effect too. So Armored Agio. And if this card is special summoned, target one attack position monster your opponent controls and destroy it, which is sick. And then you can only use this effect while you control a dual avatar fusion monster that was fusion summoned using the effect monster. All dual avatar monsters gain 300 attack and defense, which is really nice. So, you could get your monsters just a little bit beefier, just a smidge, which is really good. Next, for the last fusion monsters, Fusion Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, the Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, which is really nice, super poly target right here. And for our Link monsters, one Gravity Controller for our Construct, one Solemn Agree Almirage for Feat Kukoku, and Cross Sheet, because we do a lot of fusion summoning and it's nice to extend your plays, especially with the Shaddoll cards where you can send them to the graveyard and use their effects. So that's it for the deck profile, peeps. Thanks for tuning in. Please make sure you like and subscribe for more awesome content. Your boy's trying to get rich off of these Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so trying to, gain some love and appreciation out here. All right, and have a good morning. Peace.